Welcome to my series on how to do better business in the new kindness economy, sponsored by Dell Technologies. I'm Mary Portas, and across 6 episodes I'll be speaking with a mix of small business owners. Some who are part of the Dell Women's Entrepreneur Network, but all of them are on a journey of making their business better. And we'll be revealing the questions that are keeping us all up at night. But we'll also be sharing solutions for all businesses, whether you're big or small. In this episode, I want to look at how to rethink multi-channel retail. Omnichannel, multi-channel, customer experience, consumer maps. The amount of times I hear businesses talk about this. And of course, where we actually sell is important. But don't put people through a maze of channels. It's about what happens to them. It's about how they experience your business. We call it PX. PX is your people's experience. So instead of just focusing on the functional and transactional plumbing, PX takes that, of course, but it goes deeper. And it puts empathy to work. It puts feeling. It puts the whole experience across your business. This is about creating the retail experience for a new value system, a new customer mindset. And we call it a new shop floor, whatever shape that comes, physical, digital, all those channels we talk about. What it's about is a sensitivity to understanding people. Empathy, not words you often hear in retail, where we uncompromisingly put people first. We're online, offline, seamlessly combined. It's time to think more creatively. It's time to think more empathetically about what lies behind omni-channel and multi-channel, because this is going to be the difference between staying still and innovating, surviving or thriving. Today, I'm here with Brodie Meir, and we'll be talking about how we can rethink omni-channel retail. Brodie is the co-founder of Top Cuvée. It's a neighbourhood restaurant and wine shop, but not your average one. So Brodie, you had to sort of pivot and shift the shape of your business during COVID. Tell me more about it and what you did.
So originally we were like a small neighbourhood restaurant in Highbury, kind of servicing the community there, and it was all going well. And then obviously being forced to close, immediately we just put all the wine from the cellar on the tables in the restaurant and just put a message out there on Instagram to our relatively small following to say, hey guys, we're closed, it's not the end of the world. We're open as a shop now. What we did, we pretty much sold all of our stock that would normally last in the restaurant for about a month in about 2 days.
Same margins?
Well, yes. We started selling because we just didn't know, so we were just selling stuff. So it was, and then we quickly were like, hang on a minute, this is retail, so we dropped the prices down. But
you were selling them at restaurant prices, and it still went within 2 days.
Yeah, we didn't really know. But then we were like, because it went so well, we were faced with the question of, it was quite a bizarre feeling, the restaurant's closed. We initially wanted to just pay our bills, pay our staff. And then we were looking at this decision of like, right, do we order more stock now? The landscape started to become more apparent about what was going to happen. And then we really kind of settled into, okay, we're going to be doing retail now.
So what you've got now is a restaurant business and a retail wine business, yeah? So what's the question?
Yeah, so my question to you would be, as a business working across sort of many channels, how should we best focus in on our traditional retail?
I think the really important thing here is that you will be able to sell an awful lot of stuff digitally. When you talk about omni-channel, it's understanding what the roles of each channel are. The physical space is there to do all stuff that connects, that is about showing your expertise and really having a loyalty from people coming in and actually being a nice half hour they spend in there. The longer you get them, you'll know this. Great wine shops, someone comes over to you, gives you a little nod, gives you an insight, but you want to, it's like going into a great bookshop. These are the areas that are growing back again, because what we've understood at the heart of stuff is that connection, that physical connection, that learning, that time where you actually have the senses aroused again, cannot be done digitally. And you need to always stand in those spaces and think, am I giving this to the customer? And the more that you accelerate that, the more your other channel, your digital channels will sell.
Well, online we see as massive growth potential. So we want to open more retail sites that will in turn fulfill all the online orders rather than relying on a central warehouse. And the theory is that will help the brand grow like quite a lot, because, like you said, wine shops really are about like your local wine shop. So we know we need to be local.
And when you say the warehousing, so where would you actually physically put them? You want to keep your warehousing within your physical space, your own retail space.
Exactly,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, and will that be able to fulfill? Have you looked at the logistics on that? Will you be able to keep enough stock in those physical spaces?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Because as well, like, again, coming from a restaurant background, you're sitting on these mountains of stock. Like, yeah, you have like a lot of wine available, and then it's all about just managing that. It's the boring side of things, I guess. And we're working quite hard now to figure out like the fulfillment priority of things behind the scenes. So to make the most efficient use of our delivery options, because a big focus for us as well is doing our own deliveries by bicycle. So that again feeds into kind of opening more small retail shops.
How do you do that with 2 cases of wine?
We
That's
have
an accident in the making, isn't it? Especially if you're delivering to me. 4 boxes on the bike, please. No. How do you do that with a bike?
Yeah, we have like cargo bikes.
The cargo bikes.
And like really strong bike riders.
But why do you even see it as retail business? Why don't you see it as your business? We all get these titles. That's retail, that's hospitality. Actually, what you're doing is connecting a business to people and selling a product. And that product might be a meal, that product might be a bottle of wine, that product might be a case of wine, that product might be a party event, it might be a celebration, it might be a talk that you're doing. Your product is selling people memorable experiences around food and wine. That's your product.
Yeah.
And the more you do that and the more you feed that, the more you will get a successful business. I mean, look how you stumbled on it. You stumbled on selling more wine and becoming a wine retailer because of COVID. And you were up against the wall and thinking, how am I making money? What came into play there? Not being a retailer. What came into play there was instinct. What came into play there was taking risk. What came into play there was thinking, what are people doing? They're all walking past, this is closed. What can I do for them? That's what great retail is. Yes, we've seen some great operators who have made a lot of money, who understand great systems and can sell us a load of cheap shit that's been ripped off by other people. That's not retailers, So you are getting hold and building a brand. Enjoy it. You don't need me.
Yeah, well, thank you. That was genuinely really insightful chat.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
If what we've talked about has piqued your interest, the team here at Portas have written an in-depth report that delves into all of this stuff in much more detail. It's full of examples of global businesses, progressive businesses that we've analysed and looked at. What is it they're doing to get this so right? There's also thought-provoking what-ifs to stretch your creative and commercial thinking, plus a library of extra resources to learn from, because we all learn. And we also like looking at those resources. So click on the link in the description or go to weareportas.com to download a copy. Learn from it, take it into your heart, and then go out into the world with a great business. Now, go forth and thrive in the new kindness economy.